Hey guys, it's Ebony with another episode of RnB Vibes. And we play his song Feelings all the time, and he knows how to set the stage. Them tones are ridiculous. Jesus. Dre Scott, what's going on?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Man, when I say your notes, it's unreal. Have you always been so musically sound and with the whistle tones? Have you always been that way?
Um, maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
Nah, you know what? No, no. I'm gonna say absolutely not. Absolutely not. I feel like I've always loved to sing, but
Mm,
it's something you got to work at. Everyone's talking about, oh, how you sing like that? Maybe I put the time into it. Surround myself with very talented people and learn and willing to take constructive criticism and you know what I mean. Put the
yeah.
work in. So to add on to what God has given me, I will say that. But
Well,
yeah.
it's definitely a talent. A lot of people can't hit those notes. A lot of people can't understand the practice that goes behind it. Did it take you a moment to realize what you have was something special, was a gift? Did it take a moment for you to see that?
I guess so. Because again, I always sang growing up. I played sports a lot, and I didn't really have musical people in my upbringing. Like
Mm.
folks like music, but there wasn't like I didn't have musicians in my circle. So it wasn't until like I kind of got a little bit older, I'd say about 14, 15, to where it was like, oh, I'm good at this. I did a talent show for BSU in high school, and I got other people's reactions. I sang this woman's work, and
That's a good one.
yeah, and then folks were telling me how moved they were and giving me stories and whatever, and it was just really nice. It was like, oh, I'm good at this. It's more than just my mom's and my dad and my grandparents saying that, oh, you can sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was nice.
See, I my sister, she sings, and I tell her all the time she's great, right? And it's something that hits you a little different when somebody else tells you it versus your family.
Exactly.
It
When a
hits
stranger
different.
says it, when a stranger says, you're like, cool, you have no obligation.
Yeah.
You coming out of your way to let me know, which is to me the hugest compliment.
So tell me about your decision, getting into the music industry. What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead into this industry? I know it can be a little crazy. It's gonna be a lot, but I've now decided I really want to go into this.
Right. Well, let me try to condense it because once again, I am long-winded.
You're fine.
Uh, again, I've always loved singing,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where I went to school. I did Idol when I was younger, and then I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm just gonna go to college, and then I worked 3 jobs to pay for my tuition because I didn't want to take out no loans. I was just stressed out. I was just dying. It was a lot. Um, one night I totaled my car on the way back because I was exhausted. I was going school full time and then working 3 jobs. And I said, I'm done. I can't do this no more. In the midst of that, one of my jobs was like gigging, working like luau shows because I went to school in Hawaii. Um, and then I started writing, and I was like, you know what, this is what we're gonna do. Started workshopping my original stuff at like gigs and open mics and shows, and it just felt right. And it felt like
Mm.
this is I'm walking into my purpose because I know God gave me a gift, and I always knew I was gonna sing, be a singer in some capacity, just didn't know what path. So I feel like what I'm doing now is correct.
Mm. It's crazy to me that it happened then versus the American Idol journey. I don't know why, but I would think that it would have been in that journey you said, I'm gonna do this. This is my purpose. You didn't feel that way when you was going through that journey?
No, so when I was young, I was 15, 16, and then 17 at the my second season, like turned
Mhm.
17 on the show. Um, it's for anybody, let alone a kid, and I'm glad that I was younger. It's a little bit traumatic in a
Mm.
sense. You get a crash course of industry and how it is, because again, I didn't grow up around that. I just like to sing. I was the person in my world that sang.
Mhm.
Cool. And it was nice. The best thing about American Idol is being around other singers and other people that were passionate about what you do. Um, in a sense, there was a tribe, a sense of tribe there. and community. You never had to explain, which I had to do a lot when I was younger. I like this, and be like, why? Well, I like this. I was the different one. Um, but it's a little demeaning sometimes, and it's you get built up so quick and then knocked right down, and sometimes
Mm,
you get built up to get knocked down purposely because it's TV.
it's
So
TV.
yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. So and you see it happening like in real time, and you can't speak out, you can't act up because at the end of the day, that's all on you. So
Mm.
it was a kind of crash course on that and a little it was real. Again, so glad I was young to be able to have a beat and like a good year of just like, all right, let's let's breathe for a second and figure out why I even started doing this in the first place. And I just like singing. I'm not looking for fame. If recognition comes and that's what God got in store for me, absolutely. I love
Hmm.
to sing and I love writing my music and sharing it to whatever capacity God, the universe, whatever has in store for me. But I know I'll be singing. Um, so I think that's with, at least in my success, has what kept me going because as long as I'm doing that, I'm good. I
That's all
don't
that
need to,
matters.
yeah, I don't need to make a quota. I don't need a certain amount of followers. Um, I ain't missing meals. I'm paying my bills
Amen.
and I'm singing. I'm taking care of the people I love and people are getting taken care of with the music that I'm writing and I'm walking in my purpose. So I'm good. I'm good.
See, this is why we had to do this interview. I was gonna wait 55 minutes if I had to. I freaking love you. It's the way that you think, it's the way that you just understand life because what you just said about success, right? You have to
Hmm.
define that for yourself. You
Yeah,
really do. Once you define that for yourself, you're able to understand what you really want because the happiness is determined by yourself. It's determined by the choices that you want to make, right? And
absolutely.
some people they find that in the money. They find that in the fame. They find that in the millions of people knocking on their door. And then others find it within the purpose of their gift. Me just being
Yes.
able to sing, to write, to connect, to heal, to do that. And that honestly to me, and that's just my opinion, it restores a vessel more than anything. It
Yeah.
restores someone more than any kind of fame that you can get when it comes to money and women and clothes and all that. It restores so much. And you have a deep understanding of that.
Thank you. But I also acknowledge that fame and all that other stuff, if that's what fuels somebody else,
Yeah, that's okay.
there's no wrong in that.
Yeah.
There's no wrong in it. Because my thing is, and that will push you to to get to where you need to be with that. My thing is that's not what I wanted. I've been signed and that was the goal, was the number success, the recognition success, which again, nice. You need some of that recognition to be heard. But
Hmm.
I had after having that step back, I'm like, cool, I need to sing. I need to sing. And it's gonna happen in my terms and in my way,
Yeah.
you know? So as long as whoever you are, if you could actually identify what it is, whether it be fame, whether it just be in everyday life, because I know people that are cutting boxes in the back of Walmart that have
Mm.
the most beautiful life, and they are so, I wouldn't even say content, they are so satisfied with their everyday. And that's what I want to get to where I am satisfied, I am full with my everyday life, the ups and downs of it. And I'm continuously working on that every day, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
Mm. Is there like I don't know, a mantra or just a quote that you just keep with yourself to keep yourself in line, to keep your mind knowing that you got this, to keep yourself focused? What is that?
This one's gonna sound raggedy. It's gonna sound a little bit whatever, but you got to take it with like a grain of salt. But
Okay.
it always gets me going because I'm very I get stuck in like self-deprecation and I'm not the most secure person. I'm a very insecure person in a lot of aspects of my life, except for as a vocalist.
You
I'm a
do not.
singer and I can sing.
Yes,
So
you can.
yeah, you know what I mean? You can call me ugly. You can say I'm dumb and that's very subjective. but you can't say I can't sing. And that's one thing I won't let people take away from me. But my mantra is, again, I'm long-winded, so sorry.
You're
Um,
good.
my mantra is I ain't better than anybody, but ain't nobody better than me.
Mm.
And that just to me, it sticks with every aspect of my life. Anytime I feel some type of way, or I look at someone else and I'm like, cool, I want to be doing that. And sometimes get down because we get caught in this comparative narrative that's not
Yeah.
real. It's like, cool, I can be doing that. Listen, and I ain't better than anybody else, but ain't nobody better than me. I have all that I need to do that, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
If I really want to do it, I will make it happen. I got all the things I need. So that's my mantra that I live by as much as I can when I get into my little funk.
I just can't. It's hard to imagine you in this little funk, but we all get into that. We all have these
Mm.
moments of insecurities. I know that there had to be a version of you, a little less confident than when you are today. Is that true? Was there a version of you before, I guess, as a teen, in your youth, that you were like a little less confident than you are today?
Absolutely. And I go back to it sometimes in seasons. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If I'm being super real, it helps having tribe. It helps having a good community. My friends are a really good backbone of my life. So is my family, my sister, my dad, my mom, um, my partner. We are. I just. I find happiness and I find grounding in them. There's a tangible safeness when I speak to them, when I have them with around me. And I just think a lot of times growing up, I was very alone. And I'm a very what's the word I'm looking for? Introverted person. I like being alone. Um, on my own terms. But majority of the time I spend a lot of time on my own. But then I realized the older I got, like we're not meant to live like that.
Mm.
That's not we weren't brought here to do that. So I tend to lean on the people that God put in my life a little bit more the older I get, and it helps me get through what I need to get through.
Well, it's beautiful that you've been able to create this tribe. I mean, your family, of course, mom, dad, your sister, they all
Hmm.
there for you. You have a very tight unit. But when it comes to your friends, the ones that are the singing ones, definitely, you've created a circle of people that not only just understand you vocally, but as a person. And I think we all forget that you can create that tribe. If you don't have a family, you can create that family. And I don't know how you've been able to do so, but you did it. Y'all travel around the world, right? Having
Yeah,
fun, listening
yeah.
to music. Was it hard trying to create this tribe and hard trying to find these people that you could really trust and find yourself to be vulnerable with?
No, I think the hardest part was actually opening up. Um, oh, I lost you.
I'm see. There we
Oh, there
go.
you go. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, all good. I think the hardest part was actually just kind of opening up because again, I'm very introverted, and a lot of people that don't know me, not a lot of people, but I've been told that folks that don't know or have known me and got to know me after they thought that I was an asshole.
Really?
Yeah, or just a little standoffish, which sometimes my thing is if I'm very good with having one friend.
Yeah.
I don't need a whole bunch. This one's holding me down right here. I'm cool. So
Okay.
unless it makes sense, unless something clicks off the bat, which I want to say 98% of people in my life, it clicked off the bat. I was like, me and you, we're cool. Especially the older I get. You know, I don't need the companionship of many because I got the few.
You got your few, right? You got your
Uh-huh.
better ass.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I accept what comes, but I never look for it. And I'm just very blessed to have multiple beautiful friends, and you get to see them. You know, almost everybody I work with on stage with me is like tribe to me. I always bring my friends. I'd rather have good a good hang than a very talented asshole on stage.
That makes
Yeah,
sense. That's
yeah.
good. Well, it's good to see y'all together. I mean, when I watch the videos, I mean, we gotta of course talk about the feelings Feelings went crazy. The world took
Hmm.
it by storm. And it's seeing the unity of all the voices being able to come together. And then y'all having a great time. Like y'all
Yeah.
are actually enjoying not just the music, but each other. It's it's amazing. It's something that I kind of wish that I saw more from artists. You know, the sense of unity when it comes to their bandmates and stuff. It's some people just see it as work, others see it as
Mm,
family. So I just love that y'all ignite that and y'all put it through y'all listeners see it. We see
yeah.
that.
And my thing is, and you hear it too, because if it wasn't that, I don't sing as well with
Hmm.
people that I'm not comfortable with, or when people show up just to work, it 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 affects me too. Because my thing is, I'm very much we gonna share the stage. I can't do what I do without them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like even at the end of feelings, we all gonna get a part. We all gonna get a little solo situation.
Yeah,
You ever
yeah.
come to one of my gigs, my girls are gonna sing, or whoever's backing me up, or whoever's singing with us on stage. They're all gonna have a song, a verse, a moment, because that's one thing I did learn from Idol. I'm not the only singer in the world. We are
Mm.
all talented, and again, we all have space, which just goes back to that mantra: ain't ain't nobody better than me, but I ain't better than anybody else. So I could be great while they're being great too. There's like it's absolutely fine. We could all
Yeah.
live here and sit in that. My girl Leia, who's unreal. She's the one that was the second round of that feelings one. She's Inez the first one. She's so patient,
Yeah.
don't keep me waiting for you. And then Leia is so late, I'm waiting for you. She's that one. Um, we did a gig one time. I think it was our first one, second one, first one, first one, first gig we did, and she popped off on one of my songs. Oh no, second one, excuse me. She popped off on one of my songs, and she came after and she's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Like, blah 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 blah. Like, I
Yeah.
think I overstepped." I said, "Don't you ever disrespect me by doing that. Please go more. If you feel the need, you would share your talent. Folks here already know what I do. Show what you got.
Mm.
That's why I gave you the moment. Drag it out. Do your thing." Anyway, once again, long-winded. All that to say
No, no,
is,
no, no.
all that to say is that I have such beautiful, talented friends, and I learn so much from them, and I'm just excited to share the stage with them and be able to share their talent with new audiences.
I'm glad you shared that because you don't see that. You just don't. A lot of artists are like, I'm the star.
Yeah,
Period.
and that's their prerogative. And that's honestly,
Right.
I saw Shaka Khan for the first time at Blue Note
Mm-hmm.
in Hawaii, and she had her background singer. Lisa Fisher was one of her background singers. I don't know if you know who Lisa Fisher is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. I couldn't keep my eyes off the BGV section. I really kind of emulate my shows based off of that one show that she had. She did what I do now. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I kind of copied it in a sense, or was inspired by it. Um, all them singers had their own thing because Shaka knows what Shaka got. We all
Yep.
know
Yep.
Shaka's badass. She's like, I'm still great. Listen to the rest of these singers, and this drummer, and this bass player. Everybody had a moment. It was still Shaka's show, but everybody had a chance to show how talented they were. Anyway, we've been talking about this for 20 minutes, but I'm just really passionate about that. It
I
makes a
love
big thing.
it. I
Yeah.
love it. I listen, I told you, please be long-winded. I absolutely am just like soaking in all the knowledge and the love because like I said, it's so different. And plus I listeners, when you hear this interview and you get to know him, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get emotionally impacted by his words, emotionally impacted by your story, by just
Thank you.
you. You have an impact. I mean, your vision, just looking at you, I'm like, and I feel good.
Ah,
And I
thank
feel
you.
sang today.
Thank you. I receive it. Thank you.
Yes. So the performances are amazing. I see you all the time doing all these shows. I think you came to Nashville once too, just recently.
Shelbyville, Uncle
Yeah.
Nearest, Uncle Nearest, oh yeah, Uncle Nearest, but Humble Baron.
I want to see you at a city winery. I want to see you do a city winery here. Can we make that happen at some point?
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're trying to get the percentage split to not be wild. Uh,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
without giving all their business. But there's times where a few city wineries reached out. I'm just like, okay, so I don't live in that city, and you want
Mm,
me to pay for myself and the band and all that, and you're gonna take the majority of the cut.
that ain't gonna
Cute, cute, cute,
work.
cute, 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 cute. Y'all reached out to me. That's
Mm,
fine.
mm.
So once we could get to that agreement to where at least I'm not in the red,
Yeah, yeah,
because at the end of the day, I still make money. This is my job. So I needed to make sense for everybody because it's not just me. I gotta, and I also pay my band members properly. I don't like hearing folks that be like, I gotta pay $50 or $100 for that gig.
Mhm,
That's not
mhm.
cute. Especially me growing. I grew up gigging. Even before American Idol, I did gigs, and I still do to this day. So I'm trying to make it a normal to where our fee goes up, for everybody on that stage. Because again, I can't do what I do without them. And
Yeah.
folks ain't coming to this daggone place without us. So why is the waitresses getting more money than us?
Mm. Speak that.
Um, so I want to be the start of that change, whether it happens in my lifetime or not. What I'm not going to do is settle. I've done that already. When I was a teenager, first starting out, yes, go on to pay me 50, $40. They're not doing that.
We're not doing that no more.
Y'all called me.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that'll make sense too. You call me and you asking, you want me to do what now? Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
make sense. That'll make sense. But if it's to happen, which I hope it does happen, I want you to come. I want you to sing all your amazing songs. But I gotta get there's one song in particular by you that I want to make sure I say correct. Kind to me.
oh, yeah. Thank you.
Kind to me.
Yeah.
But just it's powerful. And I don't know. For some reason, I got a little emotional on that song. What
Thank
was
you.
what was the headspace for "Kind to Me"?
Kind to me, I started writing right after, so I live in New York.
Mhm.
So right after the Black Lives Matter movement. So I was part of the majority of the peaceful protesters here, and and not even some, all the marches here in New York. I was really moving, taken back, and upset even more. I think most of America was really just upset. He was mad.
Yeah.
You know, on another level, and then on a personal level too, because I get a lot of flack being multicultural, and biracial. Um, I'm not black enough for my black side, nor am I white enough for my white. But I've always leaned toward my black side. I love my mom, so I see like my mom, my cousins, my auntie, my grandparents get mistreated in real time. And then I'm sitting right next to them, and the privilege I own because I come out, I'm so light, blonde hair, blue eyes. Um, it bothers me. And then it's something, things move more in numbers. So when the world was kind of really, I was pissed, just upset. Anyway, I had to look at myself and look at everything else that was going on in the world. I realized I couldn't change the world today, but what I could change was my world and my perspective on what's happening right now. So after having multiple conversations with people and seeing where their headspace were and kind of having to cut a couple folks out of my life, because
Mm,
I was like, okay, well, cute. If you don't see this, then you don't see me. You don't see my mother. You don't see my grandpa. You don't see the people
mhm,
that has cared for y'all in some cases where I had to be like, beautiful. You're entitled to what you believe, but in my circle, it ain't gonna happen. Um, I had to look at that and be like, cool. So what can I do? What's the main factor of this? And it's a lack of kindness in my eye. Because sometimes ignorance is just what it is. It's the actual definition. Um, People just don't know better. And sometimes before really getting buck and upset and start, my thing is educate folks and talk to people that are willing to be, you know, to listen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's what kind of Kind to Me started off as there, and then it just came into everything else too. It's just like cool. If I have the kindness for someone else, what I need to do is start being kinder to myself and letting myself know that I'm great, that I'm good looking. I got some weight on me, but I'm still cute. I am black enough. I
Mm.
am talented enough. I take care of my family. Sorry, I don't know, get emotional with this one. But that took a long time to just to say out loud to myself. Because I grew up just with people telling me I wasn't. Um, and sometimes all it really needed was a conversation like, hey, why do you feel this way? Let me hear you out. Cool. Let me tell you what my perspective is. You have an understanding of that. I have an understanding of this. Cool. Even if we don't really agree, I could respect you as a human and understand that that is your truth, and at
Mm.
least give you that kindness, give you that sympathy um, with my everyday life, and understand why you feel so passionate about it. Anyway, that's what Kind to Me started off with. It's just the world needs to be a little bit more kinder and stop getting so mad about things without having a civilized conversation. And I'm good for it. I'm good to pop off. I'm good to let emotions come first
Yeah, yeah.
while I'm talking versus settling down and actually hearing people out and wanting to cut them off halfway first. My thing is let them say their thing, and I'm gonna keep them little bullet point notes when I need to
You're
come
right,
back.
right, right. It'll come back to it.
Yeah, at a respectable tone. And if you want to pop off and act stupid, go on and act stupid, at least
Mm.
with intention. Now, if you're throwing hands and shit, you know, we throwing hands.
There we go.
Yeah, there's kindness and then there's being nice. See, nice is not cute.
That's true.
Nice don't get you anywhere. But having
Right.
kindness is a sense of sympathy, and to me is godliness.
Mm.
So yeah, that's that.
You gave me all of it and I love it. Because it's true. I mean, like I said, it hit home for me because I've always been told that because I talk too proper. Growing up, I
Mm,
spoke very proper. I wasn't around. I was always around people that was, in school that had education when it comes to black folks. So my cousins would tell me I was not black enough because the way I spoke, it was too proper, and always feeling like I just don't fit in sometimes. So it hit home for me in that note, and
yeah,
I feel like honestly, that song you could re-put it, you could put it out again right now. Right now, because the society today, people not feeling like this is not their home. People not feeling like they're enough in their own sense, their own sexuality, their own self. Like you could really that song just hit on every note. And I feel like it's a damn anthem. It
thank you,
really
thank
is.
you. I never released it yet, so
I
I want to
know.
properly release it.
So that's what also bothered me a little bit because the songs I'm hearing are songs that I hear off of you performing it for
Mm.
different shows or whatever, and I'm like, I can't download this song on
Ah,
my phone. What
thank you.
the
Yeah, no,
hell?
I like to workshop them though, so I like to make sure they work before I put them out. That's just my approach. Uh, Especially now that I'm not signed anymore, I wanted to do that. But also, not to backtrack, I hate that you had to go through that with the talking proper thing, because at
Oh,
least
thank
for
God.
me, black people are educated.
Amen. Amen.
So talking proper ain't nothing out the
And
normal.
ain't at the normal, but for some reason, that's what I was told. So it set me back a little bit. It made me feel
Yeah.
like I had to lower the way I speak, lower my standards, lower my education a little bit when it comes to speaking. So it bothered me for a while, but when I tell you, listening to Kind to Me, it reminded me to be kind to myself, be a little more kind. And as you said, the songs that you have, you want to wait and you want to wait till you hit send. What can I tell you right now? Take your finger and just jam it on the send button. Okay, so I can go ahead and have this music on my phone and I can just listen over and over again because it's just beautiful. Also, beautiful is anticipation.
Thank you.
Anticipation is a whole another level.
Thank you.
We released that one. That's out there for people to listen to. We're going to play it on the airwaves. What do you want people to be able to take away from anticipation?
Anticipation is my the one song I ever wrote about. It's a foreplay song. That's all it
It is.
really is. It's a foreplay
Mhm,
song.
mhm.
Um, it's just reminding you that sometimes you don't need to go all the way. Sometimes it's just nice to kind of to build it up. Just build it up. And that's on both ends.
That's
So
true.
that's all them dudes talking about your little 5 minute pump it up. Knock it off, build it up, and treat your fuck females right.
Can we get that in a I need a replay of that one. I need a replay of that one because y'all be like boom, 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 and out.
Yeah. And
That's
out.
it.
Yeah.
And out.
Build it up and take your time. Set a mood.
Oh Lord, man.
Foreplay is more fun than the actual thing.
It is.
So
It is. Get to know your
that's what that
partner a little
is.
bit.
Exactly. Stimulate them in their mind first and get them really going. So when it comes, it comes. Pun intended.
Oh, I'm loving you. I just love you. I love your mindset. I love your music. You got to tell me, how can people be able to get more of you? You know, you have some songs, of course, they can reach out on Spotify to get or Apple Music. Is there another way people can stay up to date with you and what you got going on?
I post everything on my Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, all them things at iamdrescott.com or excuse and website. I am Dre Scott at all socials. What are we in now? May 24th, my next single Tempo comes out. So in a couple weeks.
Hmm.
Um, that comes out. I have a show at Joe's Pub in New York in July, and there's like 6 tickets left. I have a
Oh
show at
wow.
the Abbey Center at in London, July 18th. Um, the 24th of May, I'll be in Kansas City, doing a tribute for Jackie Robinson.
Oh wow.
So I'm just the featured guest, but it's a tribute day for Jackie Robinson out there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, and then already writing the next full album. I'm gonna release a couple singles and keep those where they need to be.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
just yeah, and then this next album, which I'm gonna wait to put Kind to Me on, be coming out soon. That's that one I want to
Yes.
be in its full body, where it's just all it's my project, because yeah, and I'm gonna keep it there. I don't want to keep it there. My project.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And I know Tempo, when that comes out, can we have that so we can play it on our
Oh,
airwaves? We would love
absolutely.
to.
Absolutely.
Okay. Are we gonna get
Uh,
any whistle notes in that one too? Are we gonna get something different? What are we gonna
Oh no, this one's a cute little. This is a nice groove, heavy bass line. Wilson notes.
Ooh.
This one will keep it cute, because those are only on good days. So I never put them in the track. So if I don't want y'all expecting it.
When I hear it, I'm like, oh, he hit it today. Okay, we
Yep.
hit it. And you know what? I don't know if you know this, but when I feel like as a listener, when I know you're about to hit or it's about to be like a to smash, it's when your hands do this. It's when you do this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm not. That's a sign. Just go ahead and get your popcorn. That's the
Yeah.
sign.
I
It is
love
about to
that.
begin.
I never noticed that. I'm gonna have to look at that now more. That
Yes.
one, and then I kick my leg every once in a while if I gotta like pull out a
Yes.
note out of my ass. But yeah.
Well, thank you so much for, I guess, not just being an artist, but being an experience, being someone that someone can truly see themselves, reflection, understand self, some confidence, giving that off. Like you really do the entire package. And it's something, wait, it's something that you said. You want it to be, it's more than talent, it's being tangible to people.
Yeah.
That's what you are. You are so tangible. Not it's not just about access. It's about accessing a particular energy or emotion or situation that they may be going through internally. You're able to bring it out and just find some healing, peace, and love. And you do that so well. You don't know you do it, but you do that, and I appreciate that from you as an artist.
Thank you. I received that and I strive for it. So it's very validating hearing that, because I try to keep a sense of tangibility and um familiarity
Mm.
to me getting on stage. I want y'all to feel like we're at home. We in the backyard. We talking. Me and you are talking shit. We getting ready to go out and we just talking. That's what it is. Even with like my team and like my past, and we're still trying to marketing in a sense, but there's been a lot of times where I got offered some things and I'm just like, that's not what I am. That's not who
Mm,
I am. I'm not wearing this big old costume because that's not what I do. Everybody can't get to that. I don't want to be something that somebody can't reach. I want to be somebody that someone could see themselves in and be able to relate and again in touch. Be like,
yeah.
this is us. I'm that. I'm that. We at home bumping music. We're in the car going to the grocery store type music. I'm your everyday situation, cry, laugh type of song music, which what I like to do. I'm not a hype ho. I'm not super depressing, but um I'm everybody. We all here.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are. And that's why my listeners, y'all gonna see it when it comes to his music, when it comes to this interview, just keep on diving deep in his music. And notable mentions real quick because I can't forget. Gotta get into Million Shades. Y'all don't forget to listen to that one. Million Shades is amazing. If
thank
you
you.
can find love, is it love? Is the excuse? If
Yeah,
y'all
this please.
listen, I do my research, do my homework. If y'all can find that song, because I found it, I listened and I loved it. Listen to that one too. Just anything that has his name attached to it. Go
Yeah,
ahead and try to save it because he's gonna release it a little later. But save it to your, to your system
yeah, no,
and keep it to yourself.
please. Yeah, that's off my first album before I moved to Dre Scott. It was just DeAndre, my full name.
Hmm.
It's called Black Denim, and I'll let y'all listen to it and form your own opinion about it. But I'm proud of it. I wrote everything, so
And
please.
you look fantastic. I saw the cover art and I was like, this is everything.
Thank you. I listen, did everything myself. So
Mm.
yeah, the couches from the street, ripped up some black denim behind me and made that wall with some crates, and made it
What?
work. We did everything myself. That's when the kids talking about I'm independent. I say, how independent are
How
you with
independent
your
are you?
with your stylist and your publicist and shit? Cute, 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 cute.
Please, please, please. I gotta do another interview with you. I don't know if you gotta come to
Yeah,
Nashville. We can do a Zoom. I don't care. We can do a phone call. Whatever interview way we can do it. I have to have it because you are amazing. And
thank
listen,
you,
if you have not told yourself today, if you have not told yourself this today, you are enough. Period.
thank you,
Period. I'm telling you this, and I want you to feel it, know it, and understand it. You are enough. Okay.
thank you,
Now, y'all,
thank you,
I'm gonna get myself together and I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and make sure you follow, like, what's it called, subscribe, find
yeah,
all of things that is Dre Scott. And again, I thank you for your time. Okay, y'all, that was
thank
an
you.
episode of RnB Vibes with Ebony right here on 92Q.